Good morning. I'm back and I'm going to show you the turkeys again. These are my Obama turkeys actually. They're all registered Democrats and they're up here this morning and they demand daily that I feed those guys. And so anyway, they've actually picketed me before and had signs up. What you've got is part ours, we want it. Social justice, I think these turkeys call it. But anyway, you can see I've got to throw the feed out and share my wealth with these guys. And anyway, you know, it's just a shame that they've gotten this way. But anyway, they've just got to the point. They figure they live in a nanny state too, and I'm supposed to take care of them. So I do. I've tried to stop a time or two, and gotten letters from our government, the ACLU, that I'm mistreating them. So, you know, I just got to kind of keep going along with this. And these guys are pro-union, pro-big government. They demand health care. And so I got to do what I got to do. Now, what are we ever going to do to stop some of this? I have no idea. But when we do this, and these turkeys are an example of this, and I'm just kind of shooting the bull this morning, but you know, if you go into a park, you go into one of our national parks, there's signs, please don't feed the bears. And there's a reason behind that, and our government knows that, and they know that if we feed these bears in these parks, they literally start to get to the point that they're no longer bears, actually. And we've destroyed any motivation these bears may have to go out and, you know, dig roots or run down a small elk or whatever the case may be, and they become totally dependent on handouts. Now, I find it simply amazing that if our government is sharp enough to see what this will do to our animals and our wildlife and how this can affect them and their natural way of things, and but then again, we turn around, and what is our government doing to our people? We've gotten to the point you don't have to work, you can draw a check, and we've got generations of those people. I mean, generations. We've got families that probably in our country, and I'm sure, have never worked. And what does that do to their children? You know, this is what's so sad. These people have sold their souls to handouts, and they're just really a pittance of what they could do if they just go out, get a job. And nobody starts at the top. You got to work your way up. And, you know, and I'm going to use myself as an example here. I've got an 11th grade education. And, you know, I got married right out of high school, or heck, I quit high school and got married my senior year. And I have worked hard all my life. And, but through what our country is and the freedoms and liberties that this country provides for us, and the ability to not take no for an answer and go out and do something for yourselves, Debbie and I have become moderately successful. And we've got a nice place we live, and but we didn't take a thing from anybody, and nobody owes us anything. And this is the problem that we've got anymore, and we're diluting our American society so badly that we're breeding out, and not just breeding out, but we're letting all these people come in here, and we're advocating their ways. Well, when you move here, you move to America. And we're not Black American, Scottish, Irish American, Russian American, and, you know, Arab American. Guys, when you come here, we're simply Americans. And the reason we came is to better ourselves and our lives and our children's, and to grow and prosper and be something, and become an asset to our country so our country continues to be strong and grow. And, you know, I'm not a really strong political advocate. Besides, I do see and have seen for the last several years what's going on, and we are absolutely ruining our country. And you cannot give to people and expect to have any type of asset from those people down the road. And our politicians have figured out that we're actually buying the votes. We keep giving them a little handout, give them a little handout. And before long, that's the only way they're going to vote, because they get a little bit. And what just kills me, and again, I'm not an educated guy, but I read a lot, and I always have. I call myself homeschooled. But you know, if you could put it in front of me and I can sit down and read it, I can understand it. And it's pretty obvious what's going on. And people, the same voices that are declaring themselves, oh, let's see, how do they put it? We're representing the people and we care and we're going to do everything we can for you. All these guys are doing is giving you very little, just keeping a roof over your head. Tomorrow's not going to be any better than today. You have nothing to look forward to. You don't set any goals or try to achieve goals. And, you know, and what happens is they're just buying all these votes. And again, it's for their power, guys. It's not for you. It's for their power. And just look at some of our politicians and how they live and what they ride in and the homes they have and how they go out and travel all over the world on our dime. And what do you guys do? Most of you are in inner cities and live in apartments. And, you know, I just, for the life of me, I can't understand what in the world people think about when they just literally sell their souls. And that's what's happened. And that's what's wrong with our country, a lot of it. And you know, I'm pretty outspoken and I call it how I see it. And guys, I'm a small business owner myself, and we cannot survive as a country with, we've got too much unionization, too much government regulation, and too much taxation. And they keep hollering, oh, you don't want to help the poor and blah, blah, blah. People, we've helped the poor in this country for centuries. And most of it has been through neighbors, churches, and the goodness of our own hearts. We give because we wanted to give, not because we had to give. But, and I guess I carried away with this, but Republicans anymore, many of them have gotten just as bad as the Democrats in this policy. And people, if you don't belong in our country, why do you have the rights that people that have paid taxes all their lives, and you come over here and you demand, and I'm talking about illegals, and it doesn't matter what part of the spectrum you come from, it's not right. And it's not right for us to take care of these illegals that come over here, and just because they come over here. But we do it for votes. And, you know, every American, I believe, has goodness in their heart. Every true American. And again, we will help people through that, through the goodness of our hearts. And again, you don't have to tax me to make me decide to, oh, these people, but look what they do with our money. I mean, look, take the Clintons as an example. Now, I'm not sure what the wedding ended up being, but their daughter, I've read it was between $2 and $5 million for their wedding. Now, guys, what kind of wedding did you have? But it's their power. They believe they're elites. And it's not just the Clintons. You could just go on and on and on and on and on with this. So, you know, this is just kind of an example I was going to use these turkeys as this morning. And but we have got to understand, you know, this country will provide for you. Again, Debbie and I are both not very educated. Not in the sense of Harvard or Dartmouth or you know, or just a regular college. We just never had that. We didn't have the opportunity. But we had the opportunity to work. And we had the opportunity this country provided. And we did okay for ourselves. Now, life's still a struggle at times, but in the same breath, nothing's owed to you. You know, nobody owes you anything. And what you do is up to you. So that's just a little bit of the points I wanted to make this morning. It just drives me up the wall sometimes to see people demanding and, you know, and capitalism is so evil and blah, blah, blah. Well, guys, look around the world and look at history. Nowhere has communism survived or thrived. And all it is the people end up with complete power, and all the people are under their thumbs. My neighbor right across the street over here, Adam's from Poland, and you can't see his place, but he lives directly across the street. He's been over here 100 times, and he goes, Doug, what is wrong with this country? Why can't these guys understand we're living in socialism here now? I left a socialist country to come and have the opportunity, and Adam's done well for himself. He's a concrete guy. but he works hard. He's very, very positive in what this country does for him and his family. He's got a son that's attending college, a daughter that's graduated, and he's just had a better life here. But he can't for the life of him understand why he is seeing this country he's come to, because he felt it's so great. It's now becoming just like some of these Eastern European countries where Adam was from. And they took everything he had, guys. His family had some farms, had a farm, and the communists took it over. You know, it's social justice. So even though Adam's family had had this farm for years and years and years, it became part of the people's deal. And he said, Doug, they keep promising you money, 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 just like we're doing with these people that come over here, and Americans that are here that have been living on these entitlement programs for so long. And he says, Doug, it ends up to the point they promise you all this money. Eventually there is no money, and you can't find milk in the marketplace to feed your children. So guys, just again, I just cannot understand how we continue to do some of the things that we do and let our elected leaders do some of the things that they do. And again, I'm no radical. I'm definitely not a racist. I don't care what color you are, as long as you're a good guy, good woman, and I expect to treat you the same in return. And so, you know, we keep being bashed as conservatives as being racist and all this other stuff, and Tea Party, you know, are crazy, and we're right-wing extremists and all this, and it's such a bunch of bunk. But Alinsky teaches this, and I know a lot of you guys have seen this, but Alinsky teaches this, you know, to keep preaching to the have-nots, to take from the haves. And this is what's happening. And we've got a bureaucracy that understands it and uses this and literally advocates it. So anyway, I'm going to shut up for now, but I may start doing a few more of these things, just expressing my view. But, you know, I'm just worried. I'm worried for my children. I'm worried for our grandchildren. This country has been great to Debbie and I and my family. And, you know, we want the same in return that we can pass along to our kids. But you know what? I'm beginning to really, really have doubts that we can do this. They keep taking more and more and more freedoms from us. So I read yesterday, and I won't get off into this very much, but just as an example, that Tyson Foods has just taken the Labor Day holiday away from their employees so that we can give a day of Ramadan. And, you know, again, guys, we got to wake up. And you know, when you come here to become an American. And, you know, the late Louis Grizzard used to say, you know, if you don't like it here, Delta's ready when you are. And this is kind of how I believe. If you don't love it, then you ought to leave it. And all this taking from the people, you know, our own liberties and our freedom of speech are providing this for these people to do. Where else can you go in the world and talk and bash like we do here? And you know, and then you end up, the true Americans and the believers in our Constitution and how things were laid out, oh, it was just a group of white old men and blah, blah, blah. You know, these guys came to America too and settled here. And I know we're a nation of immigrants, and I'm proud of that. But we didn't dilute our values and our standards. We came because we wanted to become an American and enjoy the opportunity America provided for us. And, you know, that's how we kind of need to leave it alone. You know, I'm to the point anymore, we have, what is it? We have professional politicians. What are we doing with politicians in office for 40 years, 50 years? You know, 2 terms and you're done. Get out. And we talk about entitlements, and it's just crazy what we do. An example, California has a guy that was a mayor. I can't remember the name of the little town, but anyway, the guy is drawing over $500,000 a year, people. That's taxpayer money. That's just retirement, which I believe is a little over $43,000 a month. So, you know, you get yourselves in this positions of power, and you do anything you want to do. You change the laws, you change your salaries, and it's just not the American way. So if we would, stop and think about some of the things that go on and you see, and let's see if we can't stop it some way, somehow. Okay, well y'all have a great day, and you can visit us at Riding Out the Recession at www.ridingouttherecession.com, or you can go to the Canada Free Press and link to us through there as well at www.canadafreepress.com. You guys have a great day.